Welcome to the Intelligence Test channel. Today, we have prepared 45 general knowledge questions to test your knowledge about Africa. Each question will have 4 answer options, and you will have 5 seconds to think and choose the correct answer. That said, let's begin. What is Africa? Country, desert, continent, or tribe? The correct answer is option C, continent. How many countries are there in the African continent? 44 countries, 64 countries, 34 countries, or 54 countries? The correct answer is option D, 54 countries. Which is the most populous country in Africa? Nigeria, Ethiopia, Egypt, or South Africa? The correct answer is option A, Nigeria. What does the term apartheid represent? Traditional African celebration, racial segregation system, South African folk dance, or typical African cuisine dish? The correct answer is option B, racial segregation system. Who is known as the father of the South African nation and anti-apartheid leader? Nelson Mandela, Kwame Nkrumah, Robert Mugabe, or Jomo Kenyatta? The correct answer is option A, Nelson Mandela. How many languages are spoken in Africa? 54 languages, 150 languages, 300 languages, or over 2,000 languages? The correct answer is option D, over 2,000 languages. What is the name of the world's largest hot desert located in Africa? Mojave Desert, Sahara Desert, Atacama Desert, or Arabian Desert? The correct answer is option B, Sahara Desert. Which river, located in Africa, is considered the longest in the world? Amazon River, Nile River, Yangtze River, or Mississippi River? The correct answer is option B, Nile River. How long was Africa colonized? 50 years, 200 years, less than 400 years, or over 500 years? The correct answer is option D, over 500 years. Which are the 2 African countries that were not colonized? Ethiopia and Liberia, Nigeria and Ghana, Kenya and South Africa, or Morocco and Egypt? The correct answer is option A, Ethiopia and Liberia. What is the capital of Egypt? Pretoria, Nairobi, Cairo, or Casablanca? The correct answer is option C, Cairo. What is the name of the highest mountain in Africa? Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Elbrus, Mount Everest, or Mount Ruapehu? The correct answer is option A, Mount Kilimanjaro. In which African country is Mount Kilimanjaro located? South Africa, Kenya, Morocco, or Tanzania? The correct answer is option D, Tanzania. What are the 2 most spoken languages in Africa? English and French, Arabic and Swahili, Portuguese and Mandarin, or Arabic and Spanish? The correct answer is option B, Arabic and Swahili. Which African country became famous for the racial segregation system known as apartheid? Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, or Egypt? The correct answer is option C, South Africa. Which African country is the only one in the world with 3 capitals? Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt, or Kenya? The correct answer is option B, South Africa. Which African country was created in 2011 and is considered the youngest country in the world? Sudan, Namibia, South Sudan, or Eswatini? The correct answer is option C, South Sudan. In which year did South Africa host the FIFA World Cup? 2002, 2010, 2014, or 2018? The correct answer is option B, 2010. What is the currency used in Nigeria? Naira, Euro, Dollar, or Rand? The correct answer is option A, Naira. In which year did most African countries gain independence from colonial rule? 1900, 1950, 1960, or 1990? The correct answer is option C, 1960. Which African country is famous for having pyramids? Kenya, Nigeria, Ethiopia, or Egypt? The correct answer is option D, Egypt. What are the 2 religions with the largest number of followers in Africa? Hinduism and Judaism, Christianity and Hinduism, Islam and Hinduism, or Christianity and Islam? The correct answer is option D, Christianity and Islam. In which year did the Rwandan genocide occur? 1995, 2001, 1994, or 1988? The correct answer is option C, 1994. Which of the following countries is not an African country? Nigeria, Suriname, Senegal, or Ethiopia? The correct answer is option B, Suriname. What is the largest country in Africa in terms of territorial area? Botswana, Algeria, Nigeria, or South Africa? The correct answer is option B, Algeria. The flag below belongs to which country? Uganda, South Africa, Nigeria, or Zambia? The correct answer is option B, South Africa. Which African country has the highest number of pyramids? Ethiopia, Sudan, Kenya, or Egypt? The correct answer is option B, Sudan. What are the 2 African countries with the largest diamond reserves in the world? Kenya and Ghana, Nigeria and Tanzania, Botswana and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or South Africa and Ethiopia? The correct answer is option C, Botswana and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Which African country is considered the largest producer of cocoa in the world? Ghana, Ethiopia, Nigeria, or Ivory Coast? The correct answer is option D, Ivory Coast. Which person became the first black president of South Africa? Desmond Tutu, Kwame Nkrumah, Nelson Mandela, or Thabo Mbeki? The correct answer is option C, Nelson Mandela. In which year did Nelson Mandela become the President of South Africa? 1990, 1994, 1998, or 2000? The correct answer is option B, 1994. For how many years was Nelson Mandela imprisoned? 15 years, 27 years, 20 years, or 35 years? The correct answer is option B, 27 years. What was the reason Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for such a long time? Because he was against racial segregation, because he engaged in criminal activities, because he was against the country's independence, or because he practiced corruption in the government? The correct answer is option A, because he was against racial segregation. Which African country was formerly known as Rhodesia? Angola, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, or Tanzania? The correct answer is option C, Zimbabwe. What is the second most populous country in Africa? Nigeria, Ethiopia, South Africa, or Algeria? The correct answer is option B, Ethiopia. Which sea separates Europe from Africa? Red Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Caribbean Sea, or Caspian Sea? The correct answer is option B, Mediterranean Sea. What is the capital of Kenya? Lagos, Accra, Nairobi, or Addis Ababa? The correct answer is option C, Nairobi. What is the currency used in South Africa? Dollar, euro, rand, or pound? The correct answer is option C, rand. Who was the leader of the Cuban Revolution who supported independence movements in African countries? Che Guevara, Fidel Castro, Raúl Castro, or Camilo Cienfuegos? The correct answer is option B, Fidel Castro. What is the name of the famous river that flows through the city of Cairo, Egypt? Euphrates River, Tigris River, Nile River, or Congo River? The correct answer is option C, Nile River. Which of these African countries is an island? Mozambique, Madagascar, Algeria, or Kenya? The correct answer is option B, Madagascar. What are the two oceans that surround Africa? Atlantic and Pacific, Pacific and Indian, Indian and Atlantic, or Mediterranean and Pacific? The correct answer is option C, Indian and Atlantic. Which of the options below includes only African countries? Nigeria, Jamaica, and South Africa, Madagascar, Angola, and Algeria, Haiti, Somalia, and Zambia, or Cameroon, Egypt, and Trinidad and Tobago? The correct answer is option B, Madagascar, Angola, and Algeria. In which country is Lake Assal, the lowest point in Africa, located? Kenya, Chad, Ethiopia, or Djibouti? The correct answer is option D, Djibouti. Why is Africa considered the cradle of humanity? Because it is the largest continent in the world, because it has the greatest diversity of fauna, because it was the first continent inhabited by humans, or because it is the continent closest to the North Pole? The correct answer is option C, because it was the first continent inhabited by humans. How many questions did you get right? Leave your answer in the comments. That's all for today, but there's much more to come.